yesterday. I mean, this is what I have on tape proves everything that I say is real. And it really brings it back down to earth. It's not so sci-fi as what we believe it is.
Right, exactly. Now, can you...
I had to listen, had no choice. I did not believe the information. Just had to trust imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I'm gonna take you home. To keep in silence, I resigned. My friends would think I was a nut, turning water into wine. Open doors would soon be shut. So I went from day to day. My life was in a rut, till I thought of what I'd say. Which connection I should cut. I was feeling.
And the other time, they just make it so dead tired that you can barely keep your eyes open. And this is all done by frequencies. So they hate when I had this turned up real loud and I can't hear them. So this is what they do to it. This is your government, not mine. I don't want anything to do with them. The UFO shit, I don't care if it's on back window. I don't care. I have video. They've stole 10 SD cards. They threatened my daughter's lives, my family's lives. They've threatened my life every fucking minute. I think their quota is like 6 times an hour. Imagine this. I thought of this today because this is what it felt like at work. They worked in shifts of 10-minute intervals. There was probably 10 of them, and they gave me so many subliminals, so many thoughts in each 10-minute series that I could barely handle it. And I don't know how else to describe, but think of the worst thoughts being generated into your head subliminally. Is this one just skipping now? It sure is, they're saying. Subliminally shot in your head, and it's a total random thought. Off the wall, not even thinking about it. Look, I have friends that are dead from this shit, man. I'm gonna die. Do you guys get this? I am dead from the stress alone. All.
Secretary, can I ask you a question about some of the technology that you're developing to fight the war on terror, specifically directed energy and high-powered microwave technology?
In third world countries, enemies of the state are singled out, and gangs of youths are armed with machetes and set upon these people. And the internal dissidents of the dictatorships are literally hacked to pieces. This is what happens in banana republics and third world nations, and not the industrialized world, not the United States of America. Military intelligence agencies have armed local law enforcement with classified military microwave anti-personnel weapons. These weapons were supposed to have been turned against criminals and undesirables in the community.
Goodness, Nick. Okay, thanks very much for that. Christina?
Senator from Oregon.
Mr. President, the United States Senate is preparing to pass another 4-year extension of the USA Patriot Act. I've served on the Intelligence Committee for over a decade, and I want to deliver a warning this afternoon. when the American people find out how their government has secretly interpreted the Patriot Act, they are going to be stunned and they are going to be angry.
Okay, are the curtain on me?
Hi, this is WillPWilson, and you're watching All Day Live from Seattle. We're streaming online. You can go to MediaCivic.com, and it'll link to a lot of All Day Live programs. But today, we're going to be hearing from someone who has had what's called voice to skull. I'm glad that I may not have it. Of course, I don't know. You never know what's really going on. And it's about psychotronics. Maybe you don't even know what the word means. It means electronic warfare. Electronic warfare in ways that gets very, very not pretty as far as what it does to people, what kind of lives that are ruined by it. People have committed suicide. We're about to find out about that. And this is Ron Gillman. Ron, we're greatly honored to have you here today. And I'll bring up your credits at the bottom of the screen here. And
that's all mine.
You've been voice to skull for how many years?
From 6th of 2010, June of 2010. Oh, it's 4 years now.
Wow. Yeah.
Not only it's voice to skull, you get the highest generated frequencies that would make any grown man drop to his knees, and I've been in the hospital 3 times to the ER to make sure I have my eardrums left.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah. In the background, we're looking at various films that you've put together, videos of circumstances where you've had to deal possibly with dimensional things projected, objects, people, three-dimensional type thing that's probably part of a DARPA-type weapons system, and or projected maybe holographically into people's minds, right? Mm-hmm. But you film certain things going on, which is in the background here,
yep.
And such as even UFOs. So how would you start with that? Explain to us what that means as far as experiencing these things. We'll show and have shown perspectives of how you explain how they make your electrical appliances go out.
Well, let me try to explain how I drive down the road and all of a sudden my car will stop in the middle of the freeway. There was actually one incident 17 times in a 10-mile stretch from Kenmore to Woodinville. 17 times my car stopped. I had to jump start the or cross the positive and negative terminal with a wire and it'd start right back up. My car is set up like any bait car on your TV show that you think is so cool to watch. A criminal get set up with ripping off a car because he's so hungry or so needing drugs that he, has to steal. And my car's being an innocent victim, only targeted because I got 1,756 people reinsured with DSHS. I reversed a decision. I have a piece of paper that says in the month May of 2010, I saw a doctor. There was no comment about my mental capability. And then I have another doctor from Canyon Park Medical who says I need a goddamn psychiatrist. That's the 1 month difference. And that's all it took because I'm very, very truthful. I've never lied my way in court, never lied my way through any cop situation, never lied my way through any system. What you're seeing right now are UFOs outside my window. Do you think I can make that shit up or that stuff up? Sorry, I won't try to swear through this, but you can understand my anger thinking the government, our CIA, our FBI is bringing my life to a crumbling halt. They've destroyed my relationships. They've made my mom's relationship with me for the last year of her life cease. Because they could get in your mother's head, your brother's head, your sister's head, your daughter's head, your friend's head. They could get in anybody's head with this, whatever you want to call it. What I want to call is just the biggest piece of crap. Is what I have was invented in 1958 by Dr. Alan Fry. It's called microwave auditory effect. It's also called the Frey effect. Look it up. I have 4 different friends in my group that have it. Biggest world's torture that's ever been devised. Let me take this warped hat off. I wear leather because it helps you with the frequencies, believe it or not. I'm being microwaved to death in my house right now. Will has experienced it for 4 days. I've had it for 4 years. It takes 8 years to mind control somebody where you want to make them turn left when they want to go right. You can look any of the crap up. It's FBI has COINTELPRO. I tell people that things are stolen in my house all the time. I've had numerous break-ins, hundreds, 500 in the past 4 years, let's say, where things just go missing that only you'll notice. Flat tires, broken radiators. What really brings us all to light is what brought us here yesterday. We were going to go to the cops with what we have on video. Now, I mean, the UFOs, there they are, folks. They're real. If you want to come to my house, we're going to start a little UFO adventure site starting from Lake Forest Park, Sheridan Beach. You can come out there every night to my house, and we'll just go on a little hunt for these things. But I could show you them every night of the week if you want to come to my house. Right by Deja Vu, you won't miss my house if you take a little turns to the left. I have stuff in my front yard full of telescopes, little emos and Mickey Mouse, what is leaving us. And you'll be able to see these things for yourself. I just view them from my front window. I happened to notice them because one day I started looking up and noticing the stars above my house were triangulated. Then I noticed I could move them with a red laser light beam. It was a level light laser. You are now looking at what I have at my house. I have hours of these things that are missing every day. I've had 10 VHS tapes just erased overnight. I've had hundreds of tapes taken. 10 SD cards were missing the other day. I probably had 6 missing in the last 4 days. How they put me to sleep, I don't know, and they could just knock me out like I was just about to go on Will's program here, and I just drank a Monster's drink just to, you know, have something to drink, and they put me out for 30 minutes prior to the show. The most uncomfortable position. I have been seeing 35 doctors since I've had degenerative disc disease. I was seeing a neurologist or a neurosurgeon at UW. We were reviewing our options for surgery. Then all of a sudden I was set up because someone started stealing my pills. I didn't know it. Of course, when you're on OxyContin, you don't want to go through withdrawal, so you take any street available drugs so you can see your doctor again to get more OxyContin. 180 milligrams a day, Vicodin 750 4 times a day, and Soma 350 milligrams 4 times a day. You think I was hurting? I used to be crippled. Look at me now, I'm not crippled. You know why? Because I became an experiment for this little medical system CIA twisted team. They injected me twice in the back. A doctor at Canyon Park Medical in Canyon Park, Bothell, Washington, whatever you want to call it, decided that I needed to get an epidural. I've had him over the past 12 years, and he decided he needed to put me in an MRI machine twice to get them. I've never been placed in an MRI machine ever before in my life. I went to a basement in Canyon Park Medical, laid down in a sledding type MRI machine. They kept putting a dot on my back, and 2 times I went through that thing. I went in for my 3rd shot. The doctor looked me square in the face and said, "You're cured now, boy. Go ride a bike." Whew. Let me catch my breath on that one, and let me tell you one more time. You're cured. Go ride a bike, he said. I got his name at home, and he's about to get a big, long lawsuit letter against him. Oh, then we got so much other stuff. I mean, I can't wrap this up in one show. But accidentally, Ron has been videotaping out his front yard to catch more of these what you think are lights, but what we'll be able to see if you ever make it to my house or ever get to see my ad on Craigslist And by the way, what you'll never see on the internet, because my voice to skull that is driven by the CIA's system says I'll never get on the internet. And besides that, they say Will's show will never be aired. This show, they tell me, will never be aired. Now, voice to skull does lie. There's UFOs. They said I'd never get them on the air. We'll see if they get out. You'll never see them on the internet. I got hundreds of hours of these things. You should see the one over my Blazer. Oh my God, you're gonna. I set up TVs in my front yard. Every night they're broken. I bought about 10 TVs. You're just seeing glimpses of what I got. This is nothing. You should see what I have now. Well, if you could go to the other stuff.
Okay.
I finally caught what voice to skull tells me. Again, the most torturous device ever devised by man. Someone emitting a voice. Let me explain to you my voices. I have 4 or 3 different gentlemen, Jesus Christ, evil men talking in my ear or in my skull. And then I had this one lady I call 24 because she works 24 hours a day. How does she do that? I call her Agent 24. Hey, bitch 24. How you doing? So I got 3 assholes and 1 bitch talking in my head all day, telling me my children are going to be raped, my life is going to be dead, my mom is going to be dead, my brothers, my sisters, the cops I talk to, the lawyers, the judges, etc., etc., etc. Those are just the UFOs. Well, we got to get to the other ones that I want to show. I just happen to have a videotape, okay? I'm going to tell you something. I've seen and fought and thought I hurt very badly 10 people in my house at one time. Now, invisibility, I do believe, is produced. Now, I believe because Will's a scientist and he told me he was helping the person that, was working on it. Well, I fought 2 separate times, 6 people and 4 people. When I fought the 4 people, I had an electronic zapper thing, and unfortunately, I zapped that guy pretty hard, and I thought I killed him. I injured him pretty bad. He was laying in my bed for 2 flipping days. That's not what it is, Will. It was remember that? We're not panicking. We got time.
I'm just mentioning, you're on the internet, by the way, so everybody knows that. And we'll bring that right up, Ron.
Okay.
Yep.
When you fight someone in your house, in your bedroom, for your life, who says he's going to kill you, and you hit him with a zapper, and then you wonder, okay, do I call the police and tell them there's an invisible man in my house dying? Because I certainly can't pick him up and bring him to the hospital and drop him at the doorstep, can I? Yeah, think about it. Think about the psychodrama in your head at that point. Well, you know what I did? I care about people so much, and I don't want to kill. I didn't want to hurt. I wanted to survive. I told that guy I'd take him anywhere he wanted after the police woman from Lake Forest Park came to my house and said, "You called me ma'am, that's disrespectful, I'm out of here," after I begged the other cop to come into my house with a night vision camera to show him where he is on my bed. And if he did, he would have seen what I see and what I fought. Okay, night vision camera does pick him up, but you know what? How can I expect a cop to understand that technology out there is above and beyond a bullet? Fuck, I've been through hell, man. I took that call. I made it. After the cops made me look like another ass in their eyes, they probably went back and drank some beers after work and laughed at me about it. I went back to that room and I told that guy to take him anywhere he wanted, even as far as Oregon, to get him help. I was sitting there looking at his eyeballs. I couldn't see him through the blankets. He was hurt. And he played 2 days hurt in my bed. Think of that, going home and some guy's hurt because he's invisible in your bed. Huh. Well, anyway, life goes on, the world turns. I have to get up. I have to make like there's not 20,000 words of being sworn into my head. My daughters, my life. What's going on here, Will? We can't bring up?
Keep talking. Keep going.
Okay, my daughters' lives are at stake, what I'm about to show you here. Can you imagine? The FBI or the CIA telling you your daughter's life is at stake? Well, you don't believe that's real? Let's see. Will and I were going to show this tape yesterday. On the way to the police station the day before, they blew out the battery of my car. That wasn't good enough. While we were at the Shucks, a man walked by with a cell phone, just happened to walk by my car. My motor fried on my starter. It ran fine until I replaced the battery, and then the motor blew up. Then, getting into the car yesterday to get Will to the studio, they blew my window out of the driver's side. Warning, warning, it shattered into my face. I got a little cut right here. Then, Will and I went to Target to replace the cell phone that he happened to be on with another gentleman from my group, 10 miles, separated 10 miles. Both cell phones disintegrated. Now, how can that do that? There's no wires. Both people had to replace their cell phones, and we were at Target replacing Will's phone, and after I bought Will a cell phone, guess what happened? They sat there and smoked my ignition saying, "You're not getting to the studio today, Ron. You're not getting there." You know what I did? I got on the phone to a taxi, and boom, we got here yesterday, and unfortunately, time is running short and stuff, whatever. I mean, they got us. But today it's my turn. Now, Will, you do not need to show my picture on me. Please just take the picture on me. Here I go, folks. You're going to watch what was done on my front porch, 3 o'clock in the morning, with actors, actresses, whatever it was. And what you're seeing in the front there is a toy that has my Google name. It's just a toy that you can write on with a crayon. But what we're about to show you is high-tech technology to make like there is invisible people. During the time of this filming, I thought I was talking to 4 people that were beamed onto my porch patio, sitting there, from Ballard High School, football players. 20 years old, they said they were. And please don't have me on. I want them to see this whole picture. If there's ever proof in the pie, if Will can get to that last one. Well, wait, we want to go to the fast forward. You're in the slow motion one, aren't you? We have about 8 of these shots here. And I'm going to, once we show you all 8 shots, hopefully we can show you the ones without the toy, where you'll see, oh, here's a good one. This is the slow motion one with the subliminals. Now, if we could show you, and someday hopefully we'll get a better shot of it. Each one of those dots that you see on that screen, those are subliminal faces. I kid you not. Now, you don't have to show any more of that. Just keep this stuff on here. Please bear with me on all this. This is more important to me than those UFOs, because this shows a skit that I was told cost $150,000 to do. It took 58 people to do. And I'm dead, my family's dead, Will's dead, we're all dead for showing you this. Do you think the CIA could do that? I do. Because after they blew up my car yesterday, Will, I am not important. What they did after they blew up my car yesterday, if you want to show some other clips from the other ones,
okay.
You don't have to worry about the titles. Let's just go with the real news. None of us need any of that stuff. They had a guy come up with a motorcycle that was witnessed, that's the same one, that was witnessed by the taxi man, not just Will and myself, pull up behind my truck and sit there and stare at me from nowhere. You know how bad I wanted to go over there and take a sledgehammer to his head? But I'm not violent. But I knew what his intent was. It's just the urge you get in your body because you know your children's lives have been threatened. Wouldn't you kill the man that threatened your children's lives? He's not the one. He's just doing his job. You pull up in front of an orange blazer on level 3 and you intimidate. That's all he was done. He's just getting a paycheck for doing what he does. All we were doing is trying to pass out information. And unfortunately, I don't know why we can't get up what we need to show you, but we got plenty of time, so I'm going to be really patient. If you play the one that just, this is pretty cool stuff. Get the all day live off here, Will, if you can. Just take those off. Let's show them this stuff. This is my front porch. What is that? What the hell is that? You know what it is? From what I saw, if you look up on my big screen, watch this stuff. You can see men standing in the back with glass rods, lights flickering on the table, and little children. And I kid you not, you'll see this. You will see. If we could just watch this stuff, Will, you could stop playing with everything else. That'd be great. Just this one show for me. This stuff is out in my front yard at 3 o'clock in the morning being produced. You see, the toy is what the giveaway is. That toy had something to do with how I figured it out because I just happened to be reviewing all my videos. Because I've called the cops up a few times and they refuse to come up anymore. I'm being terrorized. Okay? I'm being made to look nuts. This really did happen. There it is. But I didn't call them on this particular one. I only called him when I had the invisible man dying on my bed telling me he really hurt me. Help me. You get it? This really is happening in my house, at my house. Now, I don't know if this was happening in my bedroom when I wasn't there one day and they did a skit. All I know is I didn't want to hurt anybody to the point of death. That's not me. I wanted to get him help. And the policemen who know nothing except how to shoot guns at a target didn't believe me. Now, this is on my front porch, people. This is a picnic table that we sit at and drink beer and laugh and giggle. Look at the UFOs all night sometimes. They're pretty cool if you ever want to come out. Sheridan Beach, check it out. Got to be patient. They move real slow. But there's more to these videos than those flickering things. There's one scene there, you'll see a bolt of flashing come down onto my table, which more blinking lights appear. More and more. It's not as high tech as we give it credit for. There's more low tech involved with this stuff. There's speakers in my house. There's speakers in my car. There's devices in the Bank of America. Lake Forest Park, when I go in there, my ears want to blow off my head. There's subliminal generators in Walmart they made $6,000 on in 8 months. $600,000 by putting subliminal generators saying, don't steal, buy more. Dairy Queen has them. Denny just got busted for them. We're in a world you don't know. And all I'm trying to do is show you I caught something that is made to look like something else, to make me look crazy to cops so they could get me down to the funny farm where I've already been and passed with flying colors and made to take a pill and a lobotomy and a pill. You guys don't understand. I pissed someone off down in Olympia. Bad. They put me on a list that cost what I've been told $10 million a year, but I've been told by my V2K I'm costing them $30 million a year. This skit, this one night, they told me cost $150,000 to produce. 58 people. I believe them. Unfortunately, you're not going to see very much because we can't get those other ones on. I don't know why. But that's the one without my toy, isn't it? play
Yes.
the last one. Wasn't it 29?
I think it was 20.
Don't panic. Just do your thing.
Yeah.
You guys, I have some idiots, probably about 20 a day, talking into my head. All day, every day. And I got to act normal when I go outside. If you went to my house, it talks about me being separated from my child for 4 years in this court of Shoreline District Court, because I stepped on my daughter's foot and they said I restrained her. You know what's really funny is my wife called before it even happened. Called the cops. What the hell happened there? Was there a little glimpse or a glitch in the matrix, like the little black cat that walked by and she called early? Because her subliminal was subjected a little bit early before the incident that somehow I stepped on my daughter's foot. They said I restrained her. I think I could restrain my 15-year-old daughter if I wanted to. All I was trying to explain to her is mother was right. You can't go home to my house because, you know what, I wanted this. Right now, here come the beams into my brain, the frequencies. And here's why I go to the hospital and spend money to have a doctor check out my ears. It is so painful. If you heard what I'm hearing right now inside my skull, it's not going through my ears, it's in my skull where your ears make electricity to your brain. You would be on your knees, rolling on the ground, begging for mercy. By the way, we won the war in Iraq with this weapon. They dismantled their weapons and they gave up in droves. How about that? It's called the atmospheric sonar weapon. I'm being attacked by the Medusa weapon all day, every day. Look it up. Medusa weapon. How about the, what's that? The crowd control acoustic sound cannon. Yesterday, folks, my window was blown out on my driver's door. My ignition fried 10 minutes from here. My Opel GT and I drove up on the median wall because they put me to sleep on a bright Saturday morning about 4 years ago. I could have killed people on the freeway and just made a front page newsline. Opel GT hits median wall and crosses and wipes out 4 semis that kills 38 people. I don't want to hurt anybody, and I'm not gonna. But I'll tell you what, there's a gentleman named Aaron Alexis who thought he knew what his attackers were. You know who they make me think my attackers are? My neighbors. They morph their voices into my house. They put actors on their stairs. They want me to think my neighbors are doing it, but you know what? I got pictures of people in the trees. See, I know our army is a real sneaky guerrilla type system. And there's trees around my house, I got pictures of them. Trees around other friends' house, I got pictures of. Those tree people are spying on everybody in Washington. We're an experimental state. And we are definitely in a police state now. And if you knew what I knew, if you could understand what camouflage is, camouflage a man to look like a tree. You sit them up there and they get paid $35 to $50 an hour. You know why I know that? I've stopped and talked to a family in a monkey tree. I've stopped and talked to them. You can't take a picture of them, of course, because your batteries die. But he made $35 an hour to sit in the tree and watch the neighborhood. We're paying so many people to spy on ourselves. Who's spying on the spies, or what do I wonder? I don't have to make this crap up. Well, you know what? Maybe tonight they're in my house taking it. Maybe I don't have it anymore. But I carry as much as I want to carry. It's a big, heavy bag. It's funny. You watch Who is Alyssa Lamb. Watch, CBS News report on brainwashing. So many videos. I just can't even remember right now. I'm so frustrated. I've just heard my kids dead so many times and I'm watching my children change. That's the tough part. All my friends, family are telling me, you know, I have a child that's changing. And I know why. And they warned me it would. The scariest part is they say everybody in America has this. Everyone is loaded now. John C. Hall, Dr. John C. Hall, has stated on AM Coast to Coast, which I was a guest on, for mind control, has now stated soon everybody in America will be seeing someone in their family with these, let's call them psychotic episodes or whatever. I've been told I've been poisoned. I've been told that I have days to live. And here I give you a gift. If you know, the mind control stuff, I'm telling you, you're missing the big beat there, big guy. Show these people that video. It is a skit in front of my house that was produced by the CIA to make look like people that were beamed down to my picnic table. And it wasn't. It never happened that way. Is this the one without me in it? God, we picked out. Will and I sat here and looked through all the little videos we got. You guys, I have 40 SD cards of information. How can I get it to you? You know what? We're going to have a YouTube channel of our Gilly 1963. And I hope this stuff's going to go on it. And you'll be able to watch the transition of a guy from years ago. Eventually, hopefully, Will and I will be able to do this. I started off in the beginning with VHS and 8mm. Now I'm to SD cards, but I've had hundreds of them stolen. But you'll see that my face years ago isn't my face today. I'm being microwaved to death, you guys. Here I sit. I'm dying. Your government is killing me with microwave technology you know is non-lethal microwave technology. Just make the crowd disperse. They're killing me. My right foot has already had to have an operation because of it. They want me to have another one. You're not cracking this egg open again. Never. I always said I'll crawl to get the story out, and I will. They are attacking every part of my body now. Let me put it to you this way. I get 10,000 subliminals a day. Random thoughts of nothing. Just a total, you're thinking this, and they randomly shoot this subliminal. Then they shoot a voice in your head after they give you a subliminal. And they give you a thing about your kids dying. The subliminal was what? Of your kids dying. They back it up with voice of skull.
Ron, we're at the very last moment. Can we have you on again? Can we get more of a report? You'll be at the Mind Control Summit in Vegas coming up on the, I believe at the 3rd.
30th, 31st, and 1st.
Right. Coming up this year, 2014. One last statement.
I didn't want to show you the UFOs, but you wouldn't believe me if I didn't show you, would you? Now you see them. You know, or gilly me or whatever, however that works. Will's trying to set me up on the computer. I don't know anything about it, but you know what? This is for you. My life's already over. They made sure of it on paper, believe me. They made sure. But by the way, I passed Western State. They let me out early on a voluntary for the courts to make sure I could stand up in court. They let me out early. They said he's fine. After the 3rd evaluation, they said I'm fine. My court's coming up soon. I'll give you an update.
Ron, thank you very much. We greatly appreciate it. And I want to mention that your information right there, if you want to go see some of his YouTubes, by the way, he is up on YouTube. And it is our Gilly, 1963, Ron Gillman. Go there. We're getting many of the YouTube disclosures up there. It's incredible, Ron. I really appreciate it. And we will do some more. Sound good?
Hats off to you, Will. And you guys, it's real. It's not make-believe sci-fi. You just saw it.
Right. Get down to Las Vegas on the, what is it? It says
30th,
the 30th,
31st, and 1st of June.
And then, yeah, thank you.
May and June.
Thank you, Ron.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
I'm being told to do it right away. Get the electrician out here because I'm dead. If this doesn't get stolen like the other 10 did with the UFOs on it, you'll notice that it's red, yellow, yellow. When I came in here, all the grounds were good. I fried like 3 cameras this weekend, VCR. I mean, I fried What else did I fry? Think, Ron. Light bulbs. I mean, someone's come into this house and changed the grounds or the negative and positive, you know, all that stuff. Since I've been here, because I checked it when I got in. That's how come electrical items go bad. So I'm gonna have to call him up and get an electrician out here.
Got about 14 minutes. They just killed your car again.
Let's see how good of a news broadcaster you are. Let's get that real news film out of this.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
This is the CIA doing their best work right now.
Yeah. Brand new battery, brand new starter. And this is just a few hours after yesterday. And it's nothing.
No, Will. They're trying to stop you from going to the studio today.
Yeah.
They just stopped you. You got to be a little bit more persistent on what they just did.
Yeah.
They don't want you to reach 4 million people, Will.
Yeah.
They could drain a battery. They have something set up in this car like bait car. Okay?
Yeah.
I need to call a tow truck.
Oh. Oh.
No, Will. Be a newsman.
Yeah.
Be a newsman.
Yeah.
Get here. I'm going to try to start again. See? Nothing. Not even a click out of it. Not even a click. Nothing. It worked fine.
Yeah.
He fixed it. Look at that. Look at Will. Get that.
Oh my goodness. What was it? Fried right there.
There you go.
Now what's that all about?
Nothing. It worked fine.
Yeah.
He fixed it. Look at that. Look at Will. Get that.
Oh my goodness.
Will, why are you doing that, my friend?
Since 1925, gyroscopic ether technology. It's called anti-gravity. Some people call it that, but they've been using Lake Washington to test all their top secret flying saucers in Lake Washington, Lake Union. Just so you know that.
And I'm going to be calling the news agencies. We know they're owned by 5 corporations.
Of course, but they know us.
Give any on. Or not to cloak them, to make them, or maybe to cloak them, appear on my front picnic table. You'll see these devices. I have them up close. How do I get this to you before I'm dead? SD. I have an SD card, yeah. I have it on, yeah. Could you fly up here tonight? You got a budget for that? I mean, this is a little bit, this is the most important piece of film the world will ever see high tech of. It's unreal. You know I'm not bullshitting when I told you those cops are in my house. I now have a device that shows the image of people on my picnic table. At my 4 people. You see the images as well, yes. And the devices on, I took that image of the people on my table, and then I took my film or my camera and I did close-ups of them. And I saw little things spinning with wings. And you could see massive subliminal images of faces on this film. Unbelievable. I have it on 2 separate things right now, and it's just can you move that camera? I can't see out the mirror. You wouldn't believe what I have, Ryan. You won't. How big what is? I don't know how no, I don't know how, it'd probably be 2 gigs worth, I guess. Ryan, what I have, now listen to me, please. Voice to Skull says I have 10 hours left, okay? My teeth are bleeding bad. We've been nothing but fried for, we've been nothing but fried for the last 4 days since I found this. You don't understand what I got, okay? But, yeah, well, I'm not worried about my health. I'm worried about getting this information out. And I have this information in my possession. They don't want me to share it. So, this, being a targeted individual, we see things and people are like, how it's not there, you know? But I caught it. I caught it, then I did something one step further. I magnified it, and now I have those devices that make that craziness, you know, sounding. No, I have images of the device. Yes. Okay. Yeah, you know what? This is the biggest piece of information that you'll ever receive from any TI. You really have to understand that. No other. Okay. We tried to download something and it went to 99% and then it went gone. Okay. All right. Thanks, Ryan. You take care. I see the problem, though. They loosened up everything I tightened. Well, everything I did, they loosened. About me.
Are you with Discovery Channel?
I am also.
You are?
I am.
My starter. They're telling me they fried my starter. I also have voice to skull. They're telling me they fried my starter. Are you a policeman? No. Okay. Voice to skull was invented in 1958 for Lockdown France. Right up when we jumped in the
Thanks for helping. Thank you.
Hopefully it works. Might have to call a tow truck.
Thank you very much. So they did it to you again.
Did what?
Fried your truck again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, this is exactly how they do it.
Yep.
This battery, brand new battery, all the same setup, just won't work.
Yep.
Must be the starter, they're saying. Something they could fry. You son of a bitch, Ron. What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think's gonna happen, Ron? Are you gonna be able to do this? You gonna be able to watch your kids be killed? Huh. That's a pretty hard thing to swallow. Knowing your government can kill your kids. Knowing they can. That's fucking a bitch. of shit. You know what?
What?
We're gonna expose this motherfucker. What
Yeah.
it all is.
Yep.
Everyone sees my children changing, and they're all fucked too.
And they're attacking our children.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone sees Rachel changing. Everyone does. Everyone recognizes it. And they're in their heads. Head of my kid. And they're in my head right now, I know it's real. And here we are trying to fix my fucking truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're probably like, who's me? Well, I'm just a targeted individual. I'm nothing. Don't worry about it. It'll never happen to you. Your mind won't be read. You won't ever show this light be friend. Don't worry about it. It'll never happen to you. This government loves everyone. You'll never have it. Don't just turn away. Run. You won't be attacked. Your brain's not being monitored right now like mine. Don't worry about this. That's pretty impressive, even if you just keep that off. What about your pills are saying? Are you what now? So now they're threatening me on that corner of that building I can hear. So whatever beam they shoot at to transfer a voice to that corner of that beam, or in my head from an angle from the sky, you know, it's working really swell right now because they got a clear connection. Better than a cell phone. Better than my cell phone. And you know it's from a distance. Because they're threatening my children right now. Big time. My children are dead, they're saying. They just told me your camera's fried.
Really?
They're telling me your cameras are going to be fried. Yeah.
Okay.
Too bad it's not yours.
That's true.
Remember, I lost 4 this weekend in 12 hours.
Yeah.
But it'll never happen.
You're right.
Don't worry, people. This will never happen to you. This is just my problem. They invented this whole thing for me. My car just gets shut off because they spent a whole bunch of fucking money in people's lives to do this to me, not you. Don't worry. Your lives of your children, you're hearing are dead. Nice government. Sure proves they're mobile though, doesn't it? telling me it's going to be done by a hit squad.
What is?
My death.
They're not going to get you.
I'm not worried about it.
They're not going to bother you.
But you know what they just said? They just subliminals those Mexicans. It's going to be Mexican.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
I know.
Reporting it as it is.
Yep.
You're dead, Will.
Really?
How does it feel to be dead?
I've been there before.
Okay, where's that wrench? On the job? Where's your general?
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they really?
Yeah, they were. I can't make this shit up.
Please, you're up.
Remember, he's dead.
Who's dead?
I just repeating what they're saying.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of Kenmore, and if you ever come back, your children are dead. Oh my God! They tried the starter.
Did you?
Nothing. It worked fine.
Yeah.
We fixed it. Look at that. Look at Will. Get that.
Oh my goodness.
The death threats, oh boy, boy. They're coming quite rapidly. And they said it's not going to be, it's your children that you need to worry about. And this is coming from your government in my head. The worst part of the whole fucking thing is here. I'm being told to do it right away, get the electrician out here because I'm dead.